I'm for law and order, the way that it should be. The song's about the night they spent protecting you from me. Someone called us outlaws from some old magazine. New York City posse down like I ain't ever seen. Don't y'all think this outlaw Billy done got out of hand? What started out to be a joke the law don't understand. Was it singing through my nose that got me busted by the man? Don't y'all think this outlaw Billy done got out of hand? Out of hand. We were wrapped up in our music, that's why we never saw. The cars pull up, the boys get out, and the room fill up with law. They come bounding through the back door in the middle of my song. Got me full possession of something that was gone, long gone. Don't y'all think this outlaw Billy done got out of hand, out of hand? What started out to be a joke the law don't understand. Was it singing through my nose that got me busted by the man? Don't y'all think this outlaw Billy done got out of hand, out of hand? Woo. Don't y'all think this outlaw Billy done got out of hand, out of hand? What started out to be a joke the law don't understand. Was it singing through my nose that got me busted by the man? Don't y'all think this outlaw Billy done got out of hand, out of hand?
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Alright, somebody needs to come up here and calm me down tonight, because I'm pissed. Did I say that? Well, I am. I'm pissed. I have been watching these J6ers, all the movement. Hey, Miss Menderson, good to see you. I've been listening to these boys' stories when they get out. Red Pill, good to see you. The torture that they have been through, the mistreatment they are still going through. There's 10 or 12 of them still in the DC prison. They put them in a van today, making them think that they were going to meet with their family. So they got long johns on, and it's 8 degrees there during the day. They're dressed to be standing outside with the crowd, and they stuck them in a van with the heat full blast, fully shackled from the waist down, with the heater going full blast. Olivia Pollock, for whatever reason, they will not let her go. Her family has been out there. They let her brother go. They told her brother that they were letting them all go at the same time, or else he would have never left that jail without her. He said he would have stayed in there just because of her. I don't know, y'all. I'm against any kind of violence. Dadgummit. Yes, it is heartbreaking, Cheryl. Mr. Pollock's been out there praying, lifting everybody's spirits. I know that I need to have faith in the Lord, but at the same time, I know what they're showing us all the way to the top. It's just, I'm going to put the link. It just gets overwhelming when you think of everything they're doing to our military, everything they're doing to our children, everything they're doing to all of us. Everything is ass backwards. Hey, Donna, good to see you. And I'm sorry about the Castworks, but I'm at that point. Sober Patriot, good to see you. Yeah, the marshals were the ones that were supposed to take care of this, and all of a sudden, poof, they're nowhere in sight. Hey, Ken, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
A little fuming, but what's up?
I can understand that. They were treated very, very badly.
Yeah, and it's not just that. It's just one more thing thrown right in our face. And what can we do? I mean, those women that have stood out there for 905 days now, they are calling, they are even in contact with Vice President Vance. Is that who it is?
Yeah, the Vice President J.D. Vance.
Yes. They are calling everywhere. One of the men, they're saying that they're going to ship him to Florida because he has a misdemeanor from way back when there. So he needs to be held accountable for his misdemeanor in Florida.
Oh wow, that's just.
And from what I understand, a misdemeanor is not a reason to go to prison, is
No.
it?
Most misdemeanors, sometimes they might have a small prison sentence, but most of them are you pay it off with fines.
Mm-hmm. So you would think the 3 days extra in the DC jail would cover that.
Yeah, they should give him time served.
That's what I think too. Yeah.
I mean, Biden going to pardon Hunter and all that. I mean, every single one of the people that was in that J6 should be pardoned.
Yep. Well, they're digging up anything they can.
I mean, the security police let them in. It's not like they forced their way in. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Where's their accountability?
We all know why they were there. We all know they were standing for America. We know that they were attacked as soon as they got there. I have their names. The ones that this is okay, let me find it.
I think it was all a setup.
It definitely was. Let me find them. I've got all the
Could be Benjamin.
Where to donate. Benjamin, it's so good to see you back. Yes, Benjamin, that's what I have been worried about.
That's I'm actually working on a new video on my channel. It's called Trump's Golden Age of Aquarius, the Age of Deception.
Yeah. These are the ones that committed suicide in the prison. Matthew Perna, Christopher Georgia, Mark Angst, Jord Meacham, David Homol, Homol, H-O-M-O-L, Homol. These are the ones that were killed January 6th. Ashley Babbitt, Roseanne Boyland, Kevin Greason, Benjamin Phillips. Hey, Cola. Good to see you. And then the rest of it's how to donate to the men that were released today and phone numbers to call for U.S. Marshals, all of them. The warden, the mayor.
Yeah, I think there should be some civil lawsuits in that.
Yes. He said that they would be compensated for time spent, and I think charges should be brought against the jail for how they were treated. They said, and they got out there and they were doing it. They were doing push-ups on the sidewalk. Hey, Hoops, good to see you. And they said that's what they did while they were in there because they couldn't go outside. They couldn't do nothing. They were kept in a pod, and so they would do push-ups, exercises, anything they could to stay in shape. Even with as little food as they were giving them. You know, the strength of Americans, and that's it. 9/11 brought us all together as one. The strength of Americans are...
Oh, don't let me go there with 9/11. I think that's a setup too.
I do too, but the strength of Americans are hidden, but surprisingly there, if that makes any sense. Thank you, John, for the link. Mm-mm. I hope that our people are going to be working on no boots on the ground over there, Mary. And from what I understand, that wasn't even a working prison until January 6th. They just opened it up for those prisoners. Is that true?
I'm not sure, but if it is, it feels kind of a little bit suspect.
Yes.
Like they had it planned.
Yep. The whole thing. And that's what I'm saying. Please don't believe everything you see and read. Really
Especially if it's mainstream media.
Yes.
Because there's literally every single one throughout the United States is owned by 6 companies.
Yep. And also, they used the whatever that thing is, the crowd control thing. They used that on them there, where they were so disoriented. Even some of the CP were so disoriented they didn't know what was going on because of this thing that they used on all of them out there.
Something like I think I had it in one of my videos. That dispersal weapon. You can't see it, but it knocks you back.
Yes.
That the military's been using. Yep. They were talking about going to use that for crowd control in places.
Yes. So we know that our military has been trained to be the war machine. We know what their purpose is supposed to be. But why would they? Because National Guard didn't even respond, from what I understand. I don't know. Hey, Count, good to see you. Oh, interesting, Cola. Thank you. So Millie was in.
And you have to watch talking about the
Yes, I
DEW because YouTube does not like that word.
Yeah. I know. Oh my goodness.
But yet it's listed on the military's own website.
Yes. I know. We can't repeat what's on there even.
Yeah, I mean, you know it's true, but they don't want you to talk about it.
Yeah.
Exactly, Cola. That's why.
Yeah. And this. Yes, Benjamin. And
that's probably why. That's probably why I'm on my 5th channel.
Yes. I'm just gonna knock on wood. That's what I've been saying. When even before all of this, I was like, I'm just kind of worried because he's for the digital currency, the Bitcoin, all of that, and y'all need to look into what that currency is used for.
Have you ever heard of the patent W06? The 0606?
No. I mean, I think I've seen
it goes like 666.
Yeah, I think I've seen that in a chat, but I'm not sure which one it's for. If it's
it's you know how they say like mining bitcoins. It's like, but
Hey, what?
It's connected to stuff where your body movements and everything.
Oh, wow.
Hang on. I think I've got the link saved up here.
Well, Count, just lay it all out there. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. How you doing, What Life?
Oh, I'm doing well. How y'all doing?
What's going on, What?
Survived the snowpocalypse 2.0?
Not snowing there anymore?
No, I forget. It stopped sometime last night. But most of it's done melted up. There's still some patches here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, we got up to 50 today, so everything melted. And
Nice.
it was ice this morning because it was 20 degrees last night. So the snow we had melted, but then it froze over. So they're late getting started on their trip. I don't have my granddaughter yet. Okay.
That's the patent I was talking about. This is the international patent. It's in the United States patent, but it's also international. So if you got
Of course,
the
it would be
060606.
666. Yeah, of course it would. Yeah.
Right.
Cryptocurrency system using body activity data, kind of almost like a social credit thing like they do in China.
Yes. So it's my understanding that we created that and China volunteered to use it to see how well
I don't
it
know if
works.
this is the same system they use, but they do have a social credit system.
Yes, they
That's
do.
basically what this would do. You know, if you do something wrong, you ran when we told you to walk, well, your points just went down.
Y'all ever seen the movie In Time?
Yeah.
With I think Justin Timberlake's in it, but anyway, it kind of reminds me of this. In the movie, everybody wears these watches, but the watch doesn't tell time, as in we would think it tells time is how much time you've got left.
Yeah, I got left.
Just say I might have 8 hours, you might have 20 hours. Well, each time you want to buy something in that movie, it deducts time. You want a cup of coffee? That's 5 minutes time gone. If you want to go to outside of your zone, you want to go to Florida, oh, that's 3 days gone off your time.
Oh,
Same
wow.
concept.
Yeah, same concept in a way.
Huh.
I mean, ultimately, we say like money is the root of evil, but I think it's the greed for it. You can replace anything with money, any type of fiat. But the best thing you can have in the world is time. But it also can be your worst punishment. They can give you time.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Because I was asked once, what are you afraid of? And I said, time. Only because I had been right there. And then in getting better, I was like, okay, well, now there's things I want to do with my family and spend as much time as I can with them. And then another time I was told to look at a yardstick. And so say the average lifespan is 70 years. Look at that yardstick and see where you're at on it with your age and how much time do you have left? Well, it didn't look good. And I was like, and now it makes me wonder, what was the purpose in showing me those things?
Oh, and did you see the other part? Who it is? Microsoft.
I can't see it.
This part right here.
Wildlife probably can.
What's that?
For me, it's little bitty. Oh,
Oh yeah.
Microsoft.
Yeah. Yeah. They want us to turn away from God. Not happening. That's every single person at that corner. And that was the biggest crowd I've ever seen at that corner. Every single person there, they were locked in arms. They were praying. They were singing. They were dancing. They were praying. It was just, you could just feel the spirit. And when they were able to call into the prison and talk to those that are still left, the encouragement they were giving them, their mamas were in the chat begging for prayer for their children.
Did the guy's sister get released?
Nope.
Hmm.
For a while there, we were hearing that they were going to ship her to Florida too. I don't know if they're all from Florida. I don't know what the deal is in Florida, but she's still there.
Hmm.
What's going on, Navy vet?
Who's that? Cola. Oh, that's Cola. I'm so sorry. It is Wednesday. Cola goes live in a couple hours. Hey, Navy Vet. Did you like that song at the beginning?
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, this is a good one for my mood. And then I put the title, Outlaws and Rebels.
That's
You know,
that's the name of the group.
no, that was Rebel Radio. It was, well, they could be called the Outlaws. It's the children and grandchildren of Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson and all the highwaymen.
That was Struggle Jennings in that.
I think he was one of them. Let me look
But
and see.
I just caught the ending of it.
Pull it up, Bonnie. Creed Fisher, Wade Jennings. What? All it lists is Creed Fisher and Wade Jennings, but so is Wade Jennings Struggle's son or brother? I think it's his son. Hey, Brew.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, but that's on Country Rebel. They have a lot of good music on there. And any of those songs I can play because they're their own, no copyrights. They're good
Nice.
people. Yeah. Hey, Rainwater, good to see you. So, what are your feelings about Trump wildlife?
I don't know.
I've seen even diehards get a little. Hmm. Hey,
Yeah,
Nanya.
it's definitely interesting times.
Yes.
We're in the golden dawn of the Stargate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting once you start looking up that type of stuff like Golden Dawn and
It's
kind
all
of
new age.
where they get these references and stuff from. Yeah.
Where they basically want to say like all religions go into one.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, Count. Among the tragedies are miracles. Yeah. Everything's X, X, X.
I mean, they're about to dump a lot of money. I think it was uh, talking about investing 500 billion. It's a lot of cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dough.
Hey, Rabbit. Snake coin was a warning. Exactly, Nanya. Well, and that's what I think I did a live called The Snake. And I read that. And I said, what if it's, because they have to tell all. What if he's talking about himself?
Yep. That's what I'm thinking.
And I know people didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to think it. But it was just, whoa, things are really looking like it's a big possibility in my eyes. And even when I saw Ed in here, was that last night? And he has been so faithful and strong in his belief that everything was going to be great when Trump got in. And y'all have heard Carl. I haven't seen Carl.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, have you heard from him?
I know he was up with Mad Shad. I think it was Saturday. I can't remember. Today's Wednesday. It hadn't been that long ago.
Andy, good to see you.
Accumulating wealth over anything else. Well, that's true. 100-year politicians have screwed us. It ain't gonna change. I agree, Nunyan. Hey, Andy. Good to see you. Oh, Carl was on Shad's panel today. So he's hanging out over there. I think, well, no, I'm not going to say what I think. It's not bad. It's just, I think a lot of people are seeing and possibly rethinking their situations, strategies, whatever it would be. Shadow Scout, good to see you. Maybe that I'm going to do the same thing. I have this rug robe. It's too hot for the robe, and I take it off, and then it's too cool, and then I can't find a happy medium. Maybe I need to get my summer robe out.
Hi, Lauren.
Hey, Lauren. Yes, you'll fit righty. You always have. Nanya, you want to come up?
I guess Navy's over there dealing with all the static electricity.
Yeah.
Can't pet the cat without shocking her. What's up, Devil Dog?
Hey, D-Dog. Here's a link if you want to come up. Yeah, that's the heat seems to do the. Anytime, Jake. You know you're welcome. And you know you can say whatever you want to say too. Just saying.
Hi, Shadow.
So where do we go now? Okay. Let's just say everything up there is evil no matter who it is. Dig real quick. What do we do now? Just
It's
live
gonna
life
play
to
out no matter what we do.
yes, but at the same time, if enough people speak up, you know, and that's what amazes me.
That's the problem. You can't get enough to speak up or stand up.
But that's what amazes me. He saw the numbers there January 6th. That was a whole heck of a lot of people, and a whole lot of people weren't there that wanted to be or were going to be. So if he's the devil's advocate and enough people are seeing that, and I just think if enough people is upset enough, they might show up in numbers again, and he would have to take notice. These were his voters. These were his people.
Evening, Bonnie. Red,
Hi,
What's up, Carl?
good to see you.
I
Evening,
got here
sir.
just in time to hear you talking about me.
His ears were ringing, Bonnie.
I wasn't talking bad.
No, I heard you. I'm
Would you?
still steadfast in my beliefs. I think he's going to kick the deep state's ass. As I said before, I'm seeing shit, and I'm watching, and I ain't worried at all yet. All right, he is. You know, I heard about the vax shit. I heard about the A stuff. It's kind of like Rescue said. You know, we got to get ahead of some of this stuff. Maybe that's what that's about. Maybe they're exposing things. I'm not worried about that. All I know is the National Guard's on the border. They're completely cut off everybody there. They deported hundreds of people already. ICE is active all over the country. They're starting to arrest. There's been some arrests for trafficking in California. The FBI director stepped down. They took us out of the DEI shit. They fucking took us out of the World Health Organization. He's signed so much stuff already. He's kicking their ass, and it's not going to stop. And this is the way I see it. You know, he is only one guy who's got his whole team and stuff, but I ain't going to stop neither. All right. So it's like nobody should. You get the enemy, you know, on a vulnerable spot. You don't stop, because we got to stomp this fucking communism shit right out of this country, because it don't belong here. All right. We put up with fucking years of this bullshit, and all I see him is doing good stuff. The release of the prisoners, that wasn't his fault that they were holding them in there. All right. I think Trump did something to get some of them out. It looks to me like they didn't want a big press release, like everybody getting free and all these photo ops with their families and all. It's like they kept that from happening. I don't think it's Trump that's making that slow. I think it's the enemy that remains. And I don't think they're all going to be there very long, because they're exposing themselves. The more they do that shit.
Hey, Jerry, good to see you. They didn't succeed in keeping the photo ops and family reunions from
No, but imagine if they let them all out at once with all those people there waiting for them.
So, okay. So how do we get ahead of it?
I think we already are. Just stay on track, man.
I'll say one positive that I believe is truly will come out is the economy.
What's up, Swede? You know, the economy is going to get better. Gas is going to go down. They're going to start drilling. They're going to start using our resources. We're going to start tariffing people who've been getting a free ride from us. We're gonna be in a lot better position because of what's happening. They've been screwing us over for years, man. Can't even afford to live in this country. That shit's got in. What's up, Eric?
Well, I just know that CNN was there,
That one.
and is it One American News? Something American News. I think
One News.
I think it's One American News. There were.
Yeah, OAN.
I know that CNN was there. Yep, time will tell.
I know that them J6 prisoners who are hostages wouldn't be out of there if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
Borders wouldn't be closed.
They were kind of like scapegoats.
Okay, you're saying the borders are closed, but I just watched a video and you can find it.
Be careful, Bonnie. I see those videos too. There's two different narratives still running at the same time. They're denying it. They're down there on the border saying nothing's happening. But other videos show that the National Guard's already there. All right. So somebody's lying.
They just mentioned today about sending more troops down there.
Yeah. And I know they're there because I've seen it. So, but I'm seeing a whole, I can't remember how many million people heading for the border right now to come in.
And they're all being turned away. The border's closed, Bonnie. You're getting the wrong news sources. All right. Go to a conservative news site. Do not listen to these mainstream. They're still full of shit, man. They're still out there, blaming everything on Trump.
The live streamers, when you're doing a live,
not accurate. Even some of those are not accurate, Bonnie.
I just don't see how you can cover it up. And they were not across. They were still on the other side of the river. The cartel is having a lot to do with that.
Well, that's another good thing, is Trump has categorized the cartels as a terrorist organization. They're going to get their ass kicked and handed to them like ISIS did. They're going to be killed. They're going to be removed. They fuck around at that border, they're dead. They're up against the U.S. military. Let's see how far they get.
I don't know.
Nunez in Texas, he knows.
Well, I know you guys are down there. Yeah. He's the only guy fighting for us, man. I am going to put my trust in him.
They're singing in chat.
Now you got that song stuck in my head, Indy.
Yep, that's the
We
way
were
I
just talking about Jennings, so
Yeah, but Nunya, he said that months ago, and I expected them to retaliate before he got in office. Now he's the commander-in-chief. They're too late. They have no chance of mounting any kind of offensive against our border. They're gonna screw themselves. Remember how many leaders that Trump removed from ISIS? You remember how he killed them? That's the same thing. That means every military in our government is authorized to war against the cartels. That's big stuff there. We might not see all of it, but I think we're going to see some of it.
Maybe that's the Civil War. right
They don't
there.
stand a chance, Bonnie. I don't even care if other countries try to help
Carl,
them. They still don't stand a
we have
chance.
we have supplied them with the same that our military has. Why would we do that?
We never do that. We will never give them our updated, most modern equipment. No, they will never give that stuff away. They give outdated stuff. Like during the Iraq War, we were over there blowing M60 tanks to pieces that we built with our M1 Abrams. You know, yeah, it could be sleeper cells, all that. But I tell you, I know a lot of people like us that they don't stand a chance. They can cause mayhem. They can kill people. They can murder because that's all they really are is a bunch of murderers. They're up against something different this time. We're going to see what's happened. Actually, like again, I would have expected some uprising already when he said that he was going to war on the cartels, and I haven't seen anything major yet. In fact, I've seen him finding tunnels and all kinds of stuff since. But
They just found a new one again today.
They didn't seem to care about those tunnels before now.
What's up,
Well, they
Monte?
caught him, no, Monty. They caught him, no. I'm not saying that they didn't catch them all, but again, I am just not scared of none of this. I think everything's going to work out real nice now. We've been fucked around for 5 years, really. This time, it's switching. It's time for us now. They failed. They tried to destroy America. How can you explain the way this administration acted for the last 4 years? They weakened us in every way they could. It could only have been to erase us, our Constitution, and the freedom that we have. That could have been the only reason. Or, well, I guess not the only reason. They could have just sold out and got paid big bucks by the people who want to take us out of the equation.
Just like any other previous past administration, it's hard for your opposition to do anything when they're deaf, dumb, and blind.
And paid off. Yeah, and paid off.
You don't really have to do any war anymore. It's just the greatest art of war is not even going to war with your opponent. You create conditions harsh enough where they submit spiritually, physically, mentally, socially, every which way you can imagine, to the point where they don't even realize it anymore.
And look how many years that's been done. It's been way more than 6 years, 5 years, whatever.
Did you know that he just removed all the leadership of the Department of Homeland Security?
Did he remove the Patriot Act?
No, I don't know yet. I haven't seen that one yet. But I think that might be coming. The things that he's taken us out of, it's all leading up to what we've all wanted. And it's being done by a guy who keeps praising God and Jesus. Who else in there have you heard do that?
All of them.
None of them. Only one Democrat out there that's done that.
They all go to church, Carl.
I don't never hear them on the news praising God and Jesus, and none of that. I haven't heard that since Ronald Reagan.
I think Trump tries to model a lot of the things he does after Reagan.
I don't think that's a bad thing, is it?
I mean, it's just both of their paths, both who they were, both started out as, I guess, businessman entertainers, and then they became the president.
I know you guys don't realize this, all right? But I went through 20 years of lawfare where I was constantly attacked by law enforcement agencies, judicial, protective services. All these things came down on me, a nobody with no backing, all right? And I fought for 20 fucking years. I haven't. and I won. They have nothing on me, no charges, completely clean record. And what I'm trying to say is I know what that's like to be attacked constantly and have to fight just to be able to stay out of jail, just to be able to keep a clean slate. I watched what he's gone through in the last 8 years with pain, because they get away with lying and cheating and stealing, and they're fucking people's lives up and getting away with it with scot-free. All right. So to me, I can feel what's coming. He's going to make this a lot harder for them to do this shit to us again. That's what I believe. Lawfare is real, folks. And they failed with him. They've got nothing on him. Look how hard they tried to fuck him over. Impeachments, indictments, accusations of sexual abuse, all this shit. And none of it stuck. He fought through it all. You know, he's what is he? He's not even 72 hours into this game already. It's just beginning, and I see a whole lot happen. I saw things happening before he even got in there. I believe the Ukraine war is going to end. I believe the Israeli Hamas thing is going to end. I believe he's going to take care of business. All right, I really do. Nobody else I've ever seen in politics works so hard. All right, it's a report he sleeps like 3 or 4 hours or something at night, and then he works the rest of the day. To do everything that he's doing, I believe that. I believe he's on this shit, and he's a chess player, so I know he's got something going on up there. He's got something up his sleeve.
$3 trillion, what, in 2 days?
A lot of money.
Oh, he's probably spending a lot of money, but at least he's not spending it in ways and weaponizing it against us. You know, like the other administration was. At least he's not giving it to warmongers, and laundering it through programs. At least what he's spending the money on is going to the right things. I mean, I'm not mad at anybody who doesn't believe me or doesn't think the way I do. But it's not going to change how I'm thinking. It's going to take something pretty drastic for me to go, oh shit, oh no, No, I'm not. I don't think so. He's there for a reason. I think the main reason he's there is God at his back.
I don't trust any of the cabinet. Maybe RFK Jr.
I don't know, man. Let's go to bars.
Not Elon. Not at all. Just seeing what he's doing here in Texas. No.
Elon's a weird one. There are things about him that's just, he's a futurist. He's what they call a futurist, all right? And a futurist is always delving in what could be, so I am a little leery about Elon Musk, but I trust my president. I haven't said that in over 4 years. My president, because I fucking sure didn't ever call Biden that. Don't forget, they're probably going to expose the fact once and for all that 2020 was stolen. That's probably going to come out too. I also heard today
He make
them
it.
pardons that he gave him and his family and Fauci and all that don't mean squat. All right, they already have that. Already just doesn't mean shit. Preemptive pardons have only ever been done one time in history. I don't think it's going to work out for them. In fact, all they did is admitted they did something wrong. He gave people pardons that people weren't even paying attention to. Maybe we ought to be looking at the ones he tried to pardon. Who's a Satanist, Nanya?
Hey, James, good to see you.
Mm. You know, and I always believe that people can also change. You know, like seeing old Zucky all of a sudden, you know, looking like he's trying to be on Trump's side and shit. Somebody like him, he's guilty as fuck. For one, he took way too many liberties, screwed people's lives up, and is to blame for people dying for that poison. All right, but there he is, right there in the limelight. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen to him. You know, I don't see. At least Elon didn't do anything like that I'm aware of.
Thank you, Andy.
Hey, Sharon.
Frozen north. Kind of freezing down here
Okay.
too, James, for some reason.
Was that something he did, Nanya, or is that something he's still doing? Maybe he was invited into the club. Maybe he saw things that got him out of the club. You know, I'll tell you right now, twice in my life in the 1980s, Satanists tried to recruit me. And of course, I turned that down and told them to fuck off. All right. And that just built my faith more, actually. I think some people, when they actually delve into that world, they find out it's real. And that's what shakes them out of it. You know, the God's wrath.
Yeah, they do look a little different.
And again, maybe that's why he's, you know, maybe they've got dirt on Elon and they're making him do this shit. You know, we don't know. This is a psychological, spiritual, kinetic, all these things. It's all kinds of war. It's unconventional warfare like we've never seen before. It's involving the internet, information war. It's all these things. It's just it's too hard for me to speak in absolutes about something, you know, that could be the good guys playing a game to,
There
you
are
know,
no absolutes. We're all just guessing too.
I mean,
hey,
our
Mike.
military has a thing called PSYOP,
Yeah,
psychological operation,
Yes.
something operations.
Yep.
absolutely. Research Operation Overlord for the Normandy in World War II. It was the
Yeah.
biggest psychological warfare operation ever on Earth. It was massive in scale and very complicated. What's going on now might make that look like a small operation. Mike Mazza, where did I see you today? It was somebody's big channel. What was that? Forget where
The
it was.
Shadow
Sorry.
Scout Sweden. I think the tensions that are going on around the world will increase, and I also think we are heading toward much darker days. And I agree.
Oh yeah, Navy. Yep. And shadows painted on the ground. All kinds of neat things. They even took a dead body and dumped it overboard where the Italians could find it washing up on shore with fake plans about the invasion. And it made it seem like they were going to invade an entirely different place. They psyched them out.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Dan Vandersteels. Yep, Mike, that's where it was. That's right, Navy. And they probably murdered Patton. I've seen some things on that too, Navy.
Well, and what I was saying, no matter what, he can't do it by himself, and even not with his little team. And it's time for Americans to come together. And just like we did 9/11. And I know what 9/11 was, but at the same time, the spirit of America was strong. We had boys that were signing up for the military because they were pissed. The whole collective was like, not on our country. And that's when everyone stood together. There wasn't any division. There wasn't any, well, wait a minute, we can't do that. There wasn't any of that. Nobody was holding back. And I think that's what the problem is now, is people are holding back. If you see something that you think is wayward, say something, do something, whatever you can. I don't care who it's against. It doesn't matter. It's not the person. It's
Well,
this
again, Trump just
country.
got in. Like you said, he's only one man. It's only his team. But it's like a foot inside the door. Now the momentum has changed for our side. Now is the time to get active locally, state, whatever, however you can help this along to become and remain a republic. All right. All that stuff is valid. Do it now. Jump on it while it's hot, because that's what it feels like to me. Like the tide has shifted and now it's the enemy in retreat. That's not when you relax because you got them running. No, that's when you advance. You get them, you finish them. I was just talking about this over at Shad. What's up, Rescue? It's time to finish it. We got to stomp communism right out of this country, because it'll come back like a virus. It'll keep coming back if we do not stay vigilant. All this DEI or this fucking woke bullshit, Trump's taking that out of the schools. That's gone. He's moving everything in the right step. And there's so few of them in reality. After this last election, you can see how red the country is. But there is very few people, percentage-wise, that want to have surgeries on little children and change their sex. All right. Those are a select, very select, small amount of people. 99 some odd % of this country wants nothing to do with that. That shit is evil. Now is the time to speak up against that stuff, because we're moving in that direction. Yes, I did, Echo. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little animated. I'll try to calm down. Sorry, buddy.
It's okay. I'm just saying. How long have you heard me saying that?
Well, I've heard you saying it a long time. Now everything is going better. They're fixing these things. He just broke a record. 200 executive orders in one day.
No, he didn't fix everything. And Abbott sitting up there in front of him at that inauguration, Abbott has not fixed everything.
I didn't say he fixed everything already. I said he's already on it. That's what I mean.
But I'm just saying, how long has Abbott had? He's had a long time. What I'm saying is, locally, for me, we got a lot of work to do. In rescue, yes, I know things are happening, and some things are better. And I know Patton is working his butt off and trying to get things straight. But at the same time, we can't just sit back and let them do the work. Trust them. We cannot put our faith in the government anymore. That's where I think that we have messed up. The Constitution says that they work for us.
He put a
And
freeze on all hiring of all government. All right.
Carl, if we're not
He
doing, if we're
knows
not
it, Bonnie. That shit's
doing,
gonna
I
happen.
don't care what he knows. I'm talking about the people. If we are not doing what we need to do to hold any person accountable for what they are trying to do, we have not done our part.
Well, I wouldn't just say that about anybody, you know. Some people do make phone calls. Some people do things. Some people are active locally and even maybe even higher. You know, there are people doing their part. I think there's going to be a whole lot more people doing their part than there were for the last 4 years.
What about in the last time he was president? He was like, if he got the president, Hillary would be in jail.
Because, all right, that's another thing I think he's more prepared for. All right, Red. They attacked him legally, literally with hundreds of lawsuits to stop every action he tried to do, including building the wall. They resisted everything good that he tried to do. They fought him on it, and they made him fight for everything. He's hip to the game now. He knows that he had a bunch of traitors around him. He knows the swamp is a lot deeper than he thought. We'll see. We're going to see real soon. I'm already seeing, but I think you all are going to start seeing it too. What's up, Wayne? I'm not trying to bite her head off, and I'm not even speaking at Bonnie. I'm actually just speaking outwardly. You know, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Yes, I am. I apologize. I just rolled a joint. That'll calm me down.
Good. Toke. I'm just saying, we gotta stay on top of it, no matter who it is, locally, state, federal. It all goes together. It all works together. I don't care where you are.
I'm hoping for 90% of this government to be shut down and removed. All the bureaucracy, all the red tape, all the bullshit, all the scams, you know. I want to see that taken out because I've always heard that our government would run way more efficient at 10% of what it is now. So like there's 22 million people in the government from the top on down, right through the military, law enforcement. We need, you know, like 22,000 or something because they're all against us. They've been feeing and fining us and regulating us and telling us what we can and can't do for so long. That's all that fucking government does. All they should be doing is protecting us from other countries and protecting our borders. You know,
Yeah.
They should be protecting us from criminals and things like that, not what they're doing to us.
Yeah, and in the beginning of our country, that's the way it was supposed to be set up. The government was supposed to be small, but now it's out of control.
It's a monster that struggles to feed itself, especially when it comes to things like law enforcement. You know, like what if everybody quit drinking and driving? How are those cops all going to make their quotas? How are they going to get their paycheck? They got to come up with something. They're going to have to start pulling you over for something else.
Money Ponzi scheme.
Cruising Carpenter, I keep an eye out. It's my kids just drove up. That's what the dog was barking at. Sorry, y'all heard it.
No dog barking is going to bother me. Listen to me. I'm up here barking. Maybe the dog had something important to say.
He wanted to be heard.
I feel like it's a godsend, to be honest. I've been all right, I'll admit it. I've had some emotional moments. All right, but I'm not really celebrating yet. I want to see some perp walks. I want to see some truth. He says he's going to give us JFK, RFK assassination truth. We're probably going to get to 9/11. I think he's leaving the RFK up to RFK Jr., whether he wants to release it. We're going to find out about MLK. We're probably going to find out about 9/11. We're going to probably find out about a lot of things that we've all suspected. Let's see it, man. I know a man can only do so much in a day, but I expect some pretty exciting days in the near future, you know? Wolverines! Football for.
Oh, I heard you say Wolverine. That's why I was looking to see if he was in chat.
Blue?
Well, for the last few years, there's several people that greet me with that. I started it. It's my fault, so I have to comply. There's nothing to do with sports, Red. I don't know nothing about sports. I was never into that.
I haven't seen that.
Whoops, sorry, Red. Go ahead.
I haven't seen that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet, Mike. I did see this other guy saying he was talking to Biden about an order that he had placed while he was in control. And he's like asking Biden, why'd you do that? And Biden's like, what are you talking about? I didn't do that. I was like, in other words, there's a lot of people starting to believe that Biden didn't even know what he was doing. He's been signing shit and people have been advising him shit and lying to him. And he's probably completely clueless. And the thing that really like topped it off with the cherry on the top was the letter he wrote for Trump and left behind. It was almost like a genuine thing where it was like wishing Trump and his family and America all this good. You know, it was nothing like you would have expected it to be. I think that they have used that old man for their purposes this whole time.
All First Kingdom, good to see you. And I need to be excused for just a minute.
And if they did that, it explains a whole lot of this weird behavior. Shit, that dude don't know what the hell's going on.
He's kind of lost in his own little world.
Led around by his hand, told what to sign and where to go, where to get his item. I'd like to see the ones controlling all that pay this price. You know, some accountability. Expose those motherfuckers.
They should make Biden the spokesperson for Depends.
It's probably the same thing with Kamala. She probably had no fucking part of this in planning. I don't think she has the brain for it. She's just like a figurehead.
Put there to be the fall guy, so to say.
That would be convenient for them too, wouldn't it? I mean,
yep. Like 5D chess.
Well, I think we even knew, Lauren. I do. I think we all could see it. It just, when you see the pieces fitting together and it makes sense, that's probably what happened. You know, the most likely explanation is probably the right one. That Occam's razor shit.
No, I wouldn't be surprised, maybe.
No, remember Trump pulled us out of the UN last time. He's going to probably do that again too.
That needs to be done. We need to be pulled completely out of the UN.
Yeah, maybe he's going to wait to the right moment. Maybe by staying in there for a minute, it allows him some move, you know. But I think that's coming because we got no business in that. They're a bunch of lunatics. United Nations is like an oxymoron, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because if we had had any more of Biden's term, I think you might have seen some blue helmets, around.
Oh, I think if Hillary would have got in there, I think we'd have been to that stage.
Yep. I can agree there.
I think they were going to come for our guns in 2017. I think because Trump interrupted them, it stalled them. I remember seeing like a remaining push for it that just petered out, you know?
Yeah.
See, I don't really even know about that, GMO. I guess I better learn more about it. I'm pretty sure I've never prayed so much for somebody's safety in my life as I have for Trump for years now.
Another thing that needs to be done too is the education needs to be returned from federal back to the states.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a whole bunch of true patriots that are gathering for this opportunity to make things as good as we can make them. I don't think they're going to fix everything, but I think they've got a pretty good start, you know. You're never going to completely squash evil out of the equation. Not that I don't think it's possible. What's up, Rex? Good to see you, G-Ma. Yeah, I don't know, Mike.
Jerry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Mike, there's just a whole lot of things that I never believed in, like magic bullets and the narrative for 9/11, all right? It seems like every time they tell us this is what happened, like the Las Vegas shooting, it does not match the evidence. You know, there's things that just don't make sense, and that's a problem.
It's they do things like that a lot. Like some of these school bang bangs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's where I'm at, Rescue. I'm looking forward to a future, man, because I felt for the last 4 years, almost 5 years, really, because ever since COVID started, feels like a shadow over this country. Everything gets more expensive. Everybody's more unhappy. People dying left and right. You know, it just seems like a pretty dim outlook. I want to look forward to something good for a change. I really do. I want to see gas prices so cheap I can drive all over this country for nothing, picking bottles and cans up for gasoline. You know, that's what I want.
I miss them days.
Me too, man. Me too. Insurance and all this stuff, even just the license fees and stuff that they charge, man. Dude, there's a lot of times I haven't eaten at night, all right, because I can't afford to. I can't spend the money because I got to pay these bills. So I got to make a choice. Do I eat or do I pay the bills? That shit ain't right, man. Not for somebody who's working. All these people who get free rides, they got fucking apartments all around here, man. They get food given to them, money given to them, a house given to them.
They pay like $10 a month for their rent, and
that's it. Oh, Mike, there has been no work for weeks, man. Well, finally, I think some work's going to be coming in. We're going to get some good weather here. It's going to get up to into the 20s tomorrow. I can actually do something, be outside without my face hurting.
yeah, I don't get along with cold weather.
I don't really mind it as long as I don't have to work on something metal. You know, that's what sucks. Is working on something that's already fucking frozen in this kind of weather. That hurts. Hey, Kim.
I haven't heard about that either, Mary, about something about anybody else here. The 85,000 IRS agents were offered a job at the border. I haven't heard anything on that.
It kind of sounds like a troll. I want to know what happens to all them guns. They're gonna disband the IRS, make it the External Revenue System, fire most of those fuckers. Who gets all them guns? Are they going to government liquidate all them guns that they bought? Remember those thousands and thousands of weapons they were stocking up on? I want to be at those auctions.
You got that right. I agree, Count. But I'm in the South, so I'm not supposed to be dealing with this.
Yeah. No, I feel for you guys, man. I've seen how Southern and even Texas once how it disables entire areas when it snows. You guys ain't got no snow plows. You got no salt for the road. You got no snow shovels. You got no winter clothes.
Yeah.
You know, most people don't even heat their house all year, you know, or in the wintertime. You guys aren't equipped for it. So I do feel for you guys. You know, that would suck not having my gear. All right. I can cope with winter, but I love my gear. You know, you take away just my boots, I'd be in trouble. I'd have to wear a bunch of rags wadded up around my feet just to be able to walk around.
Yeah. I mean, I know 5 inches doesn't sound like a lot to people up north, but people down here can't drive on dry land. They sure as hell can't drive on ice and snow.
Well, Rescue, you probably do now, but Amarillo, I saw it get hammered in 1971, and it closed everything down. Then I was the only one walking around downtown Greensboro, North Carolina. They had the worst snowstorm in 18 years. Nobody knew what the fuck to do, and I had the whole town to myself because I had winter clothes and snowshoes and the whole 9 yards. It was a blast. I do have a picture somewhere at Tampa Bay, Florida, in 1977 that got snow on it. I know Florida's been hit before, but I see several people I know posting pictures like, you know, what the hell is this? Snow in Florida. All them snowbirds are probably going, no, we're trying to get away from that. Right on, Rescue. At least you guys are on it now. And they call it what? Did you just call it MDOT? Oh, TxDOT. We got MDOT here in Michigan. Yeah. I read that as MDOT, automatically rescue. That's so weird. Michigan Department of Transportation.
Yeah, I think they'll have maybe a few dump trucks with sand in it, and that's about all we have. They'll put that just on the bridges, though.
Hey, ash works great. You know, I've been saving the ash from my wood stove. I sprinkle it around outside. You won't slip around, you know. Trouble is, if you do fall on that, you're going to be a little more dirty than you would have if it was just. But it'll get your tires unstuck and everything. Pour some ash in there. Just make sure you got no pallet nails or nothing up in there. But MoDOT. That's funny too, actually. Yeah, all four. Layering is key. Loose layers of clothing. What did we lose? Where'd Bonnie go?
She said she was coming right back.
Was there some black vans at the door or something?
I don't know. I don't know if it was something with her daughter or.
Extra weight in your trunk, Jerry. That'll help with your traction too. Another old trick people used to do. I remember sewing vinyl covers for people could put cinder blocks inside them so they could roll. They could be in the back of their pickup trucks in their beds and they wouldn't beat them all up just for the extra weight over the wheels.
I used to see people do that, and remember the old El Camino?
Oh yeah, man. I love those, man. There's the gal that I was with down south in North Carolina. The company had a car. It was a 1970 El Camino with a 454 cowl inducted hood.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
This thing was, it was a monster, but it was the business truck. So I got, I got to drive that thing from store to store once in a while. That thing was just all black. Sweet ride. I like the Rancheros too, though.
But that thing has some get up and go.
It was too fast. It's like I had a 75 Silverado with a 454, and it was too fast. I wrecked it. And that truck did 160 miles an hour, man. No truck should do 160 miles an hour.
The aliens took mine. I don't know, Count. Maybe they did.
They've been saying aliens are real. Our own government's going, aliens are real. We're going to tell you. We're going to show you. We're going to tell you. We're going to show you. I still ain't seen nothing that convinces me. Hokey videos and bullshit stories.
And I think a lot of them things they're seeing in the skies, like stuff they work on, in secret, so that way it don't get out to other countries.
What's up, Orchid? Yeah. I get it, G-Ma. I never watched football unless it had like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders or something going on.
Yeah.
I get it. Matter of fact, I would understand football more if more women watched it than guys. That would make more sense to me.
My ex-wife used to sit down and watch it with me. I wasn't really into pro football. I watched college.
I don't know anything about any sport, so I'll just be honest. I never watched it, never played it, and just didn't catch. I'd rather be fishing, camping, hiking, canoeing, hunting, whatever, That was, and girls. Girls had my attention more than sports ever did. Blizzard of 1978 was no fucking joke, Jerry. What state were you in when that happened? That's the snowstorm I remember. Drifts of snow on the sides of the road, taller than the biggest V plow trucks. Tall. The drifts were right up to the peaks of people's houses, man. I remember carving caves big enough that you could drive through for the cars in the driveway and the shit. That was some real snow. Illinois, that's close enough. I knew you had to been because it was, I think, Illinois and Ohio and Michigan and Wisconsin and like all like in that middle belt got nailed by that blizzard. I think all the way over to New York now that I think about it. Oh, wow, Pat. Caribou, Maine. That sounds like a tasty place to live. And I remember an ice storm in, I think it was 1983, that just wiped out tons of trees here in Michigan. I mean, they were down in the roads, they were down in your yards, and the whole forest sections were laid out and stuff from the weight of all that ice. That destroyed people's homes and shit too. It was a pretty mean storm.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on to hear about that too, Mary. What the
Me
drone
too.
thing was all about.
I don't remember him saying that he was going to tell when he was going to tell us, but I know he's going to tell us. Because there's got to be some either inadequacy of the last administration, or it's got to be some type of intent by the last administration. Or there's another possibility. It could have been military development and research. And if it was something like that, it's a secret program, then they're not going to tell us, you know? Loose lips sink ships. Oh, Pat's got cookies. Sorry, I got cherry pie. Yeah, I heard they're gonna get all their pay. That's a lot of money at once, and it's just more vindication, at least. I think the people who perpetrated this shit need to pay a price too, though, don't you, Rescue? Same with these J6 prisoners. The way they treated them, those people that did that, they need to feel what they did to them.
Probably so, Boot.
Well, it didn't work on me the first time. I think it's going to work on a whole lot less people this time.
That's why I don't understand why he's pushing for that AI mRNA.
I don't know that either.
For
I'd be
cancer.
interested to find out. I know that when he was pushing for that stuff in the beginning, it was 2020. I saw the list. You know, ivermectin and stuff was on it. By the time this administration got in control and really started pushing the vax in 2021, is when that all happened. That was a different formula than what Trump was pushing. You know, I think that he's been blindsided like that a couple times. You know, uninformed. Or maybe he does believe in the medical system, but I don't. There's something wrong with the main thing wrong with the medical system is it's not about empathy, it's about profit. It's not there to help.
It's about profit, dude, because that's why they don't want you to talk about natural cures and all that stuff.
That's all I want to do. I don't care what's in that damn needle. You know, get high drugs, prescription drugs, whatever it is. I don't try to stick me with that needle. It's not going to go where you think it was going to go. And it is kind of strange that people, like when you talk about a vaccine, that they think of it as all one batch. It comes from all different companies. They could modify it for regions if they wanted to. They've got that much control. And you know they've been getting away with murder, so who's going to, stop them? They could have tailor fit that for different people. Could have been good for them. Then you got people that, acted like they got it. Turns out it was a saline solution or something, so what were they scared of?
Yeah. I mean, they did say there was a lot of
they have a habit of trying to make Trump look bad for everything too, blame it on Trump. I even heard him blaming the forest fires or the brush fires in California on Trump. I think Newsom tried to do that. It's all Trump's fault. Did you know that the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs was orange? So it's got to be Trump's fault.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Everything all right?
Yeah. What y'all do with what life?
I don't know. He just kind of dropped out. Maybe he fell asleep. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who called Juma a dude?
I came up here to do a rant, and you just ranted your little booty off, so it's my turn to continue.
All right, I'll just shut up. Smoke pot.
I'm joking. I'm just.
Hey, Benji.
I'll be right back.
We'll see what happens.
I get it. After years of deceit, finding out what they've been doing all along, all these truths, that have come out over the years, can't blame anybody for not trusting nothing.
And that's where I'm at.
Well, I don't blame you. I get it. But I'm going to run with this warm, fuzzy feeling I got going.
Okay, you do that. I'm not trying to take your warm, fuzzy feeling away.
Hey, I don't get many warm, fuzzy feelings, so I appreciate that.
I'm just saying what I feel. And if it's different, it's different. If it's not, it's not. I'm not arguing with people. It's just my feeling, my opinion, whatever. And
well, I hopped up here because I heard you say, well, we all know how Carl feels, or we all heard how that's why. Okay.
Because exactly what you said. You've said that a lot of times, and that's why I said that. I know how you feel, but this is how I feel, and so I was just saying it, and then
yeah, and what Rescue just said, I've also said that I only trust God 100%. Like everything else, I trust it like 50% and less, down the line to 0.
Exactly. So then that's where it's at. So if I'm feeling this, and it's not just it, or is it? Is it just because of current events? Is it just because of what I'm seeing? Is it just because Or is it the gut feeling that I have that something isn't right? And that's what I'm sticking with. You keep your fuzzy feeling, but I am still going to keep my head on a swivel. I am not going to believe that everything, I just, I don't see it. I don't believe everything is going to be hunky dory unless I do my part, what I need to do. And that is what I'm working on. That's what I meant. All
I
I
guess
have
I don't
is,
know if I even know hunky dory, to be honest. I don't know if I even know that existence because it's been a long time since I've been like comfortably satisfied with life, you know. So it's I guess I'm just looking for better instead of getting worse. I was more worried about it getting worse than I am now about it getting worse before this all changed. I was afraid they were going to steal it again. You know, I was afraid they were going to kill him. I'm feeling pretty good. I got a positive hope, you know.
I don't think anybody's going to kill him. I, I mean,
Well,
maybe, I don't know. I have no control over that. I can't predict anything. All I can do is go by what I'm seeing and what my gut is telling me. And that's it. And that's
that's
what
what
I'm
I'm doing. That's what
okay.
I'm doing too. So I get it.
And
It's I could go the other way if I concentrated on all the doubt. But for me, there's a point where I realize doubt is heavy. All right. If you walk this world with a lot of doubt, it's going to weigh you down. Even at the worst times in my life, I've managed to keep some kind of hope. And that's really what lifts me up. That's what gets me past those bad points.
well, that's good. But I don't, I have found out wishes don't come true. Hope is completely, totally different than faith. And I have faith, but hope, mm, I
I have
mean,
hope there's going to be a better world for your grandchildren and your children and
no.
everybody else.
See,
I
that's
have
where
hope.
I'm different. I'm not hoping it. I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to make it better for them. I'm trying to, I'm actually doing, and even if it's for nothing, if they just look at me and laugh at me, if if things go haywire and I'm a target, well, then okay. I mean, I've done my part. I won't feel bad about it. I won't feel a regret about it. That's that's my goal. These kids and these grandkids that I see into their eyes, I see the innocence. I want that innocence to stay there. I want them to grow up in a world where they can get by. I want them to be able to, if they want a house, they can afford it. If they want,
Well, you know, a
you
lot
know,
of people, I guess,
we
don't even love the country anymore because they think it's so evil and so,
no,
so,
it's not
you
the
know,
country.
messed up. But I
I
still
told
love this country.
while I was traveling, I saw humanity is not lost. It is not the country. It is,
No,
I'll
I'm talking about
stand
the country
for
though.
this country.
I do love America, and that's where I will stand.
Yeah, and I will too. I will stand for this country. This
It
country
should be a free
and all
place.
the children and grandchildren. It's not just mine, it's everyone's. And that is the compassion and love that we are supposed to feel as humans of God. We're supposed to love all. We are supposed to, no matter what. And so those people up there that are controlling all of this, whatever, I don't see them. If I saw them, they would get it what for. But I don't see them. I don't even think that I can communicate with them, whoever it is. I can communicate with the creator, and I can communicate with my family, and I can communicate with my community.
What's it going to take for you to think that the country's on the right path? What is it you're looking for that's going to be like a signal to go, hey, okay, yeah, I can see it now. What would it take to get there?
What all I just said. When I can see the children not being used and stolen from their families and sold and trafficked and
Well, you got to
treated
close that border.
in the schools, forced to take whatever they make them take just to be in that school, whatever they in the schools, thinking that they
Force
can teach
the
them.
woke idealism down their throat.
Why do you keep interrupting me? What?
Or like shove a woke idealism down the children's throat.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That
That's
they can.
gone now. Trump removed it.
No,
Trump
he
just
did
removed
not.
it. Yes, he did. It's removed.
Okay,
Go look at
okay.
the executive order. It's gone.
You went to the school and you saw that.
It is an executive order. If they defy that, it's punishable by law. All right. They're not going to get away with this, Bonnie.
Like
That
the
shit's
school
got to
did.
end. It's going to end.
Okay.
DEI is dead, like Jerry says. But it's more than that. He's removing it from the education system. There's not going to be any more tricking kids into thinking they're gay or changing their sexes or none of this crap. They're removing all them fucking weird books out of there. Shit's ending right in front of our faces right now.
Exactly. They will never give up and they will never back down, and neither should we. Or I'm not. I'm not gonna just say, oh, he's in and it's all great. And no, I'm not gonna fantasize like that. That is a fantasy. No, I'm sorry.
But it's a weird time for me to start saying stuff like that when I actually see progress on it. Where after I just gone through years of this shit, and now I see somebody stopping it, standing up against it. It seems like the
See that
time.
I see what you're saying. I guess I'll believe it whenever I see healthy food in the schools, when I see healthy food in our stores on the shelves, when I see the schools actually teaching what they're supposed to teach, or I see all these city councils actually doing what they were hired to do or voted in to do. When I see the city manager doing what he's supposed to do, when I see our county government doing what they're supposed to do, when I see the state of Texas doing what it is supposed to do, all the way around, there's gonna be.
I think there's going to be coming real soon, Bonnie, because it's already in action. I think you'll start seeing results soon.
Till the end of time, there's gonna be something that comes up. The evil is not gonna stop just because Trump's in there. It's gonna continue. And that is what I'm saying. We can't just sit
That
back.
stuff we can beat. We can beat that stuff because it's insane anyway. All that stuff is absolute insanity and should have never been there in the first place. It was these administrations that pushed that narrative on people. They forced it on them. Now that somebody's standing up against it, including us, I don't think it has a fucking snowball's chance in hell. I think it's going to be. I know it's about the kids. That's why I'm so excited about the border being closed, because that's going to really hobble up their trafficking. All right. Not to mention all the evil, corrupt ones that are in power and appointed into positions of power that have been allowing this for probably multiple reasons. Probably human trafficking, child trafficking, weapons trafficking, drug trafficking. It's probably all of those and more why they kept these borders open for all this time.
But it's not
That's
just the borders, it's the ports. Who's watching the ports?
the borders, and and it's these
It's always
fucking
been the
illegal.
ports, way before the border. It's always been the ports. Why do you think that Evergreen? There you go.
That's more stuff we need to get disclosure on right there, isn't it?
Yes.
I see it moving in the right direction at least.
Arrest the bar. There you go. Yes. Faith by nature. Good to see you.
Okay.
I said whenever I went live, somebody better come up here that's calm, because I'm not calm. I'm triggered. And
I agree, Miss Bender Sue.
You just let her rip, because as I've always tried to support you for a long time, and I still will. I'm not against you. I don't blame you for any of these thoughts.
thank you.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. It's people speaking up that matter too,
I know. And that's what I'm doing. This is my StreamYard that I pay a lot of money for. And it's
I'm not trying to take over.
Come on and say what I want to say, dadgummit. So here I am. And I can see the different opinions, and I love that. Y'all know I have always liked to hear the different opinions. It's just that I'm not in a calm mood. I'm not
either.
The calm that everyone keeps looking for. So they say, I don't know. That's not me tonight. And I'm sorry about that. Sorry if anyone has gotten offended or feelings hurt. It's another thing. We need some thick skin through these times. It's even if we've got these people that are taking down the evil, it is just like when you're saved. When you're saved, does the world get perfect? Nope. You are attacked like you wouldn't believe, because Satan says, this one was mine and you're not getting them. And then it just starts snowballing. And it can be any little thing. It can be you're trying to get to church and your car breaks down, or you're trying to get to church and you fall down a flight of stairs, or it can be anything. Or all of a sudden one of the kids starts throwing their guts up. So even if all this is fixing to be fixed, do you think evil's just going to stand still and let it? No. There is going to be an attack, a spiritual. Satan's going to attack. He will use his demons. He will use whoever he can to attack. So you may be right. There may be other attempts. I don't know. I cannot say what Satan's going to do, because I don't associate myself with that to even let it have an influence in my life. Or I just, if something like that happens, I rebuke it, get behind me, you are not in control of me, and then go on. And I know I sound different than 4 years ago. I'm just
420. Here.
yeah,
Not mine going to.
that's right. My children are being attacked. Faith by nature. Thank you.
I'm absolutely against evil, and I want to see it stomped out. I don't think we're going to completely wipe it out. I don't know if it's even possible to remove all evil from this world.
It
It's
is
always
not.
been
That is
there.
that is why God is going to come back and find him for 1,000 years.
But I
Read
like the idea of us winning
winning what?
more ground instead of evil ruling over us. You know, I like to think of us, you know, I'd like to think there's more good in the world than there is evil. That's what I'd like to think. What's up, Lady Smith? Hash joint. Oh man, now I'm a little jealous. I ain't had a
You
hash
aren't
joint in a while.
the parent. Gma, I know I'm not the parent. For whatever reason, that is the role I have played always. Even in the partying days, I was always the one that drove everybody home so they wouldn't end up wrapped around a tree. I was always the one that treated the burns whenever they would do something stupid and blow up a gas can, or had people coming in my house at 3 o'clock in the morning wanting to commit suicide or upset because they had broke up with somebody or whatever. They knew they could come talk to me about anything. So I know I'm not the mother to all, but I know that people feel that in me for some reason, whatever it is. I don't know. And I feel it also. I feel that I think that is why this community means so much to me, and that's why I have tried so hard to help with videos about how to strengthen your mind, how to strengthen your spirituality, how to strengthen your body, how to just get through this without breaking down, and
Bonnie, have you seen Wonky? Been over 2 weeks now since I've seen his green dot on Facebook, and I haven't seen him in any chats anywhere or anything.
I know, and I believe that he is just, he's not on the site yet that he gave me. I'll just put it that way.
Hope
He's
he's all
going
right.
sometimes, but
If you're listening, Bruce,
on a
let us
roll.
know.
Just okay. That's just me. That's just who I am. I care about y'all. I care about everybody. I care about people. I care about humanity. I care about the world. And I know I shouldn't. It's a big weight on your shoulders, but it's there. And is that my purpose? Is that why I didn't die? I don't know. I don't know why I didn't die. I should have. Even my doctor,
Maybe you're supposed to be doing just what you're doing.
everybody was prepared for me to die. It was a given. But here I am, getting stronger by the day. I don't know why. I know how, but I don't know why. And so this is what I do. That's right. It's my choice.
Mm.
And my choice is to help all that I can. Seeing those girls, knowing that they were being molested at home, I, I can read it. For whatever reason, I can read it. I can tell when a child is actually being,
I would snap on the perpetrator so bad that I would end up in prison.
and that's where women come in, I think, because knowing that, then I have to first wait and get confirmation that I'm right. I can't just jump on it and say, I see all the signs, but does that mean I'm right? Not always. Well, I mean, I have been, but still, you still have to.
Yeah, but if I caught somebody doing something like that to a child, I don't even have to know the child to know that I'm going to need a shovel and an alibi. I mean, I'm just gonna. I don't know how I would not take that well.
Well, yeah, if
Without.
I saw it, that would be a whole different story, but I don't actually see it happen. I know the signs. That's all.
To me, that's pure evil shit. There's no other way to deal with it.
Sometimes it would be easier just to not feel anything, but that's not me.
Well, if you
And
didn't have any empathy,
sometimes,
actually, Bonnie, I think the people without empathy are the ones we got to worry about.
mm-mm, probably. Sometimes it gets overwhelming, and that's when I have to take a break, which I did. That's when I go on a trip, which I did. Whatever. um, it's not running away; it's decompressing. And
Sometimes you got to get away from it all.
yes, it's it's decompressing, and it's seeing that no, humanity is not lost. There's good people out there. I'm telling you, when I took that trip, what was it? A week and a half, 2 weeks? It was. I did not see one bad person, and that was driving how many miles? 500 miles, and we were going to every town we saw. It wasn't just, you know, driving 300 miles and then stopping. It was we were going all over the place because we wanted to see. We wanted to see everyone's Christmas. We wanted to see the good, and we did. There's good people out there. There's more good people than bad.
I believe that too. I kind of underestimated society though, growing up. I was a little naive when I was young. I used to think there were more good people than there are, putting trust in the wrong people and learning hard lessons.
Yep. Learning how to
Real,
get backstabbed and
yeah. There are
Well,
people
I
out
saw
there that
that.
would just will just get off on scamming you.
Yes, I saw that too. But I just don't tell everybody. I've seen the worst of the worst.
Mm.
And I've seen the best of the best.
Lauren's saying 70-30.
I don't know what that means.
70% good, 30% bad, I think is what he was saying.
That's probably about accurate.
If I was to like look at just the YouTube people I know, all of them, I would say 98% of them are good. There's only like 2% of just total assholes out there. Yeah. Maybe even less.
Yeah. That's right, J-Ma. Everyone goes through life lessons, and what does it do? It just makes us stronger. I wouldn't... I don't know what I'd be like if I hadn't have gone through those lessons. But, and that's... We have to struggle. I think if you have everything just given to you and you have this joyous, lucky life, I would think something's wrong. I would be waiting for the ball to drop or something. I don't know. And so when you have all these trials and things happen to you, it just makes you a stronger person. Or some, it doesn't. Some choose another way out. And I feel for them that they couldn't overcome that and learn from what they experienced. Not a victim, I'm a survivor.
I'm sick of survival mode. I want to advance in this world and feel more secure financially. I want to be more stable with less worry. You know, I know everybody's going through the same thing. You know, I think it just costs too much just to live on this planet right now. It's ridiculous. We should be able to get ahead. We shouldn't, you know.
We're taxed to death.
Yes.
Yeah, it's that, but it's other things too, you know.
But there's still things we can do. I mean, that's Wildlife gave us a link to. There's so many things. I know a lot of people are worried about technology. Well, we wouldn't be able to do this right here if it weren't for technology. And there's good things through technology. There's jobs online. There's things you can do at your computer, your tablet, whatever. There's ways to make money without hurting yourself. But just do the best to your ability, what you're capable of doing, right where you're at. A lot of times we think we're about. I don't know.
There's been several times where there was no work here in Michigan where I was. I mean, not even the simplest jobs are available. So I went out and I made jobs, and I manually walked into companies and asked them if they needed stuff done.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. I found work doing that too. You know, it's once you know that you can do it, you succeed in finding work where there was none. It gives you like a boost, you know, like a morale boost. And then you know you can do it. Like you're talking about 9/11. I was at work at a sail off, sewing sails for sailboats.
Excuse me a second.
And the owner's son yelled for me to come up to the office. And I got out there to see on his computer just in time for the image of that second plane hitting. And I was up in Traverse City, and I said, I got to go. Because at that moment, I was convinced it was just the opening salvo to a major, probably countrywide attack is what I was expecting. So I got in one of these trucks like this, and for the first time, I flew from northern Michigan to southern Michigan in a couple hours. What normally took 4 hours, I did it in just over 2 hours. And got the boy and went back north with him. It was the only time that she didn't argue about me taking the kid. Everybody moved the fuck out of my way, saw that truck coming down the highway, and people were pulling off the road for me as I went. And I get back up north with the kid, and that's when I started calling. I called the governor. I called the Navy Department. I called the U.S. Army. I started calling everybody I could to volunteer my services or enlist in any way I could, you know, and I got nowhere with it, but I remember trying, you know, and then for days, I just had the worst feeling, like we got to be, you know, like I had to be prepared for the worst. I'll never forget that shit. Oh, wow. Minor Sue. You know, there's so much about that day that didn't make sense to me.
Excuse me. Get the cough out of me.
Yeah, there's so much about that 9/11.
Yeah, crazy time.
If you don't release that shit, I will start calling the White House every day.
But it better be all, every bit of it. Afghanistan, the whole works. The whole works. What our military had to do, all of it.
It was so weird. They're saying that, you know, Osama bin Laden from Afghanistan did that. So we're going to invade Iraq again. That shit was so weird to me. That right there alone. It was like, what? Wait.
Yeah, and the military been looking for him, but all of a sudden CNN can find him in a cave and do an interview.
And then they toss the body to sea. Muslims don't do burials at sea, for one. And it's just like getting rid of the evidence, man. Those things, right when they happened, I was suspicious of it.
So why'd we go to Afghanistan?
Well, that's where he was hiding out in the mountains of Afghanistan, or supposedly. All right.
Oh, okay.
But instead, we went and invaded Iraq again, though.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if invading is the right word, because we already still did have troops there still. Because it's kind of created a vacuum. There was a war between Iran and Iraq for years. You know, they're right on each other's borders. And they were warring when we pretty much decimated the Iraqi army. It left a huge vacuum.
Yeah. Wait. Did Cola go live?
Ooh, it's after midnight. She might have.
I'm looking to see. I just
And I got to drop down because I've actually got to get up early in the morning, even though I'm off work. But
right on, man. Stay warm, Red.
oh yeah, I'll be glad after that. I think it's supposed to start warming back up this weekend, just as long as all this snow melts. All right, y'all have a good night.
You too. Thanks for coming up, Ken. I appreciate it.
All right.
Oh, there she is. I'm backstage about to, Bonnie.
Okay.
I was thinking about it, Cola. I heard you say that earlier.
All right, y'all. Cola's gonna go live. Y'all want to go over there? My granddaughter's here now, so
Anybody got her link? We can. Yeah, there you go. Thank you,
she
Cola.
just put it. Thank you. Of course, I'll be listening to Cola. I'll be there, but just, I guess the whole thing of tonight was just don't let your guard down. Don't change anything you've been doing. Stay prepped up. Keep growing. Growing the stuff. Growing spiritually, mentally. Just try to do the best you can with what you got. And enjoy life. For goodness sakes, enjoy life. Enjoy your loved ones. Enjoy the people around you. Thank you, Miss Menderson. Me too.
I'm jumping down. Here comes the train. Thank you for having me up here, Bonnie, and I'll see y'all somewhere soon.
Thank you, Carl. You take care. Yeah, I still have a tiny bit of a cough, but much better. I think I got my voice back. I don't know. Pray without ceasing. Absolutely good advice. That's listening to Mr. Pollock praying his heart out there. It was just so touching, and he felt it. He felt it to the core. Now I'm going to close out with a song, just 'cause. Thank you all for coming in. Love y'all.
America is going woke. The streets are full of fire and smoke. This ain't the way I thought it would be. The White House full of evil folks. Americans ain't free no more. They don't respect folks like you and me. The way we're treated ain't been fair. Fake news on every TV. 4 years we've been in this nightmare while they killed American dreams. We can't afford our lives here. Rent, food, and gasoline. These colors don't run and I only warn you once. Buddy, don't tread on me. I won't forget the ones who died for our freedom, and I ain't gonna hand it back. No, no, no. If liberty and justice ain't enough to believe in, then get out of here and don't look back. Go, go, go. We love our home, and if you don't, pack your bags, you're free to go. Don't let the big door hit you with a good Lord split ya. Wave goodbye to Joe. We love our land. If you ain't fans, buddy will help you pack your bags. Don't let the big door hit you with a good Lord split ya. Burn someone else's flag.
America is losing hope, divided by the way we vote. This ain't the way that this all should be. We're fighting over memes and jokes. They're burning flags that we hold close. They think that war's only overseas. The way we're painted ain't been fair. So what, you don't know me? You got something to say, well I'm right here. Thank God for the freedom of speech. You like to claim I don't care, cause I ain't gonna bend no knee.
These colors don't run and I only warn you once. Buddy, don't tread on me. I won't forget the ones who died for our freedom, and I ain't gonna hand it back. No, no, no. We love our home, and if you don't, pack your bags, you're free to go. Don't let the big door hit you with a good Lord split you. Wave goodbye to Joe. We love our land. If you ain't fans, buddy will help you pack your bags. Don't let the big door hit you with a good Lord split you. Burn someone else's flag. If you look close, you'll see America. She don't look quite like she did. This ain't the country that our parents love, but I still hear her on the wind. We love our home, and if you don't, pack your bags, you're free to go. Don't let the big door hit you with a good Lord split you. Wave goodbye to Joe. We love our land. If you ain't fans, buddy will help you pack your bags. Don't let the big door hit you with a good Lord split you. Burn someone else's flag.
There it is. God bless y'all. Have a good night. See you next time.